Hey YouTube. I know I posted a video last night that was kind of upsetting, and looking back on it after I saw the video that was actually had Stuart Rhodes in it, I'm deciding to take down that video, and this is going to be the replacement. And with new information, I believe that we have to change our point of view. So I'm not entirely discounting some of the issues that I mentioned, but after viewing the video from Stuart Rhodes, it appears to me that the truth is somewhere more close to the middle of both sides. And I'm going to bring up a couple of points that they brought up, but also um, kind of bring into question some of the points that the Oath Keepers brought up. But also um, agree with one thing in particular, and that was this guy Jerry, who formed a 912 group, and something very disturbing happened between some of the Oath Keepers and Jerry's group, and I guess some of the Mountain Men, which are supposedly a militia group. And there was an assault, and one of the older gentlemen got knocked to the ground, and everything had to do with this Jerry guy. Now, both sides, or representatives of both sides, had complained about this Jerry guy because he would not listen. He was given the position of leadership for the reason that he seemed to get along with everybody. But when this information came out about the possible drone strike, which was probably a psyop, um, him and his group, they got violent. And so that was unacceptable. And perhaps before I knew this information, I was a bit hasty in condemning the whole organization of Oath Keepers. Now, I'm not quite 100% in their corner, although I do see some of their reasoning now for leaving in the haste that they did, because it was becoming a dangerous situation. The last thing we need is for people to start shooting at each other that are supposed to be unified under one cause. So, they did what was the wise and prudent thing and left and got out of there. Now, what transpired afterwards, the supposed liaison for, what was it? I think it's OMA. Anyway, it's a outreach group, and he's supposedly the coordinator that was coordinating some of the volunteer security. Well, apparently there was a rivalry between him and this Jerry guy over who was in charge. But he's not entirely squeaky clean either as far as his background goes. So there have been people that said that his Facebook page has only been up for maybe a year, and nothing before that. When he was grilled about being in Ranger Bat, he gave the wrong information to somebody that was in Ranger Bat, and so he outed himself, and then he froze up because he got caught. So some of his stuff that he was saying and his reaction was probably damage control. Try to keep people out of there and away from the Bundy family that knew that he wasn't exactly somebody to be trusted. That's the way it appears from this new information. Now, another individual that's been complained about by both sides, and what I mean by both sides is the Oath Keepers in this new press release they just did, and by someone that called in to, I believe it was Radio Readout, about a guy named Little Dog. Now, both of those groups have complained about Little Dog, but neither one of them was willing to get that guy out of there. They both said that he was a bit off, they both said that he was just a fuse waiting to blow up, and nobody seemed to want to get him out of there. So I think he might have been part of that group that had itchy trigger fingers and wanted to engage in violence towards other supporters. So it just goes to show you that you have to watch who you trust, and sometimes actions speak louder than words. Not only that, but sometimes you can't take everything at face value. And so I also want to say that I apologize to anybody that might have got offended, because even though the jury is still out on some of the things and we have to get more information, and I probably made a hasty judgment call, assuming that the blog was actually the official viewpoint of the Oath Keepers, which it probably wasn't, now that because it just doesn't match. The two don't match. Then I think people deserve that apology, because, and the Oath Keepers deserve that apology, because I was making my judgment based off of that blog, which did not come from the leadership of Oath Keepers. So, anyway, take it for what it is. Hopefully they can repair the relations there at the ranch and get the people out of there that are the troublemakers, and things can get back to normal, somewhat normal, because I know it's not normal to be worried about your life and your livelihood, and the threat of people spying on you and snipers on ridges overlooking your household. That's not normal at all. But at least to the point where there's no infighting in the camp, because it's just not necessary. There's just too many things at stake, too many people there whose lives could be put in danger, and there's just no need for it. If there's anybody there in the capacity of doing patrols or scouting, you know, their primary purpose is to observe anyway and to defend. There's no offensive supposed to be going on at all. And I think they need, like I said before, they need to clean house. And I think we all need to clean house, because there's some shady activities going on everywhere. But that's about all I have to say. And this will replace the last video, because again, it was made in haste. Thanks for watching.